not seeing the video and just listening to what everyone is saying. Um, Ladies, I have to be honest. I'm like really heartbroken at what I'm hearing from Andrea and Ali. Um, I'm heartbroken because, like Mr. Let Go is saying, your environment and who you've been exposed to can shape your perception away from what reality really is. I have three brothers. All three of them make above six figures. One is about to walk down the aisle at almost 34 years old. He has his own house, no children. He's getting married to a woman who is a professional. She's a chemist. She has her own house. Like it, my youngest brother has like I don't my in-laws, I have two in-law brothers, my brother-in-laws. They're both married. And y'all can't say this is an age thing because one is 24, one is 38. I just I urge you guys to really expose yourself to a different group of people. Most of our friends have been married. I've been married for 10 years. Most of our friends have been married for over 5 to 10 years, some 15 years. We're all under 40 years old. We're
How
all
many people in her
educated.
wedding? All married.
We're all educated. We're all driven. We're all ambitious. But at the same time, all of us as wives know our role within our family. We're all married to Black men. We all wanted to be married to Black men. None of our men have been to prison. None of our men have kids out of wedlock. None of our friends in our close circles have other baby mothers that they have to deal with. So I'm really offended. I'm offended. And this is coming from someone who is from
Yeah.
Louisiana. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, born and raised. I graduated from Southern University. I lived in Chicago for 6 years. I've lived in Philadelphia. I've lived in Dallas and I've lived in Atlanta. Major cities where Black people all live. But what you're talking about is almost like I'm watching a segment from Fox News on with the worst commentator, the worst lead, because it's almost painting this picture of whatever stereotypes you've heard of, whatever the boogeyman Black man is. My father is an amazing Black man, and I'm surrounded by other amazing Black men. My father-in-law is an amazing Black man, and my grandfathers on both sides were amazing Black men. None who have been in prison, none who have other children outside of outside families. None of these stereotypes that you're talking about who don't want to be with Black women, who aren't stand up, work hard, driven, ambitious, and God-fearing men. I'm really pissed off by what I'm hearing. I've sat here and I've sat here and I've sat here trying to hold my tongue and listen to your argument. But you guys are being highly disrespectful, not only to the men that are watching this show, but to the men that are on this panel right now. These are all educated, driven, ambitious men who take care of their families.
Who
And
have
it's
been
like,
married?
what are they talking about? They're all trying to be respectful and listen to the different points of view. They're just trying to figure out where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? My brothers and my father have trained me and my husband not to be fearful. I'm very well, I know how to move and groove. I was a professional dancer. I was always on the road. So there's a lot of times I was by myself with a lot of other women. So I've been trained to look and go and not go certain places and move and groove. But it's not really being an elitist, it's being a smart individual because this world is grimy. This world is wicked, right? It's not safe. It's not, you can't go around lollygag in a white community, a Black community, an Indian, anywhere you go, you cannot be with your eyes closed and not ready for anything that this world has to throw at you. So at the end of the day, no matter where you're from or where you live, you have to get outside of your neighborhood where you've grown up from. You have to get outside of your friends that you that you share the same experiences with, because there are other people in this world with different experiences and different outlooks on life. And my life being almost 40 years old definitely proves what I'm saying. I'm not, Marcus knows me very personally. I don't talk fluff. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm very black and white. And you guys, like, I want you to have better outcomes, but how you feel about black men and how you feel about our community as a whole, yes, we have a lot of stuff. That's why Lapeef started this network, so we can have the conversation. But for it to be leaned over in such a negative way to black men in our community, that is not all of our community. And you guys got to know that. You have to know that. And I land my plane there.
Thank you, Kasey. Thank you for saying that. That's all I wanted to say. Shout out to Kasey.
If you don't
Yeah, so
mind, you want to go, Andrea, or me?
Can I jump in here real fast, JR? Because you know my situation.
yeah. Let me let Paris get in. Go ahead, Paris.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, family. I ain't no been to y'all on purpose, but good evening. And let me just say, as a educated black woman, let me go ahead and weaponize my education because y'all gave so much misinformation, baby. First and foremost, black women are not the most educated. We are the most enrolled, and even then, black men who you would deem qualified with a degree, they still graduate at a higher graduation rate than black women. You know how I know that? Because I'm an educated black woman. Secondly, as far as you guys are talking about like building with a man or struggle of or this, that, and the third, let me just go ahead and say there is not one ethnicity of women who do not work. The only people who made that up is black women, thinking that other generations of women and other ethnicities of women do not work. Black women have always worked, and the willpower to work came with us in adopting the feminism mindset. So, of course, we have to own that. If you don't want to work today, you will be considered a privileged woman, because today in this economy, it takes 3 incomes to make a household substantiate. You need at minimum $85,000 at minimum. Even black women on the highest totem pole, by your own ownings, you are still down over $25,000. Furthermore, when you're talking about divesting, let me make this very clear for you. Do what you want to do, but if you have to divest at the expense of being pro-black woman to be anti-black man, then you're really not divesting for the right reasons. And let me tell you something, trying to raise children with other ethnicities, especially specifically white male men, white men are 1,000 times more likely to assault your children than black men. So your child is actually safer around black men than they would be around white men. Also, when we talk about the dangers in the community, there is not a disparaging gap between black people and our violence rates as opposed to other people. But where you find poverty, that's where you will find violence. So if it's not your experience, please stop weaponizing the femicide rate in order to justify your ad hominem attacks and your red herring arguments, because they do not affiliate in this type of conversation, especially when you're not coming with valuable solutions in order to make your argument justifiable, because all you do is do a disservice to the victims. Furthermore, if we're also talking about other things such as this 50-50, let me tell you something, baby. I promise you, it makes more sense to pay 50-50 on a bill than it does to just pay the whole damn bill. I promise you, if I can get 50% of my rent back, I'd take it. But when you guys are talking about having to build with a man or having to struggle with them, and you're specifically downing black men, again, in order to be pro-black woman, you should not be anti-black men, because that's internalized self-hatred. At that point, you are projecting. And then when you're saying things like, oh, well, I got to build him up, I have to work with him, I don't know if you guys know, they still make more than us. And when you're talking about qualified black men, whether you're talking about queer men, LGBTQ affiliated men, or you're talking about regular, everyday, heterosexual, cisgender men, whatever you want to call them, at the end of the day, when you put us beside them, the only thing that they don't have that we have is in regards to the suicide rate, because they have the highest suicide, they have the highest genocide, they have the highest unemployment, and that is due to mass incarceration. It's not due to some form of oppression between black women and black men. So when you guys bring up this patriarchy, one thing for sure, when you're saying a man should provide for me, you're adopting patriarchy. You want the same patriarchy you're having an issue with. So that's kind of like, You're
Facts.
contradicting yourself. So I mean, I get it. Like, I understand when you guys are making all these points, but let me tell you something. There is not one white woman who is going to bow down and let you just take her white man so you could take the throne as a black woman. It's never been a thing. It will never be a thing. And where all your ideologies in regards to black people, again, as educated black woman, let me tell you, you are dead the fuck wrong.